All right, getting ready to start here. So I put the 8-tick momentum bar on the bottom left with spotlight, the 5-tick momentum bar up above, and the counterpunch, the main chart that I still trade on this. So Ed, this could be an interesting session for you if you've got crude oil. Well, you don't have a charting platform yet, but this would be TradeStation, obviously, and the 377 tick chart is what I do the crude oil report with. And so we'll wait 2 minutes and then start looking for trades. All right, so not much of a reaction. Where is the reaction? The report coming out, and it's like, what a yawn. Here's our reaction, 32 cents range. Let's see if it can get in or out of this. So a real sleeper reaction to the crude oil report. It's like you blink and you didn't even see it happen. So we'll wait our 2 minutes. It is in a short trade currently, breaking lower, and that trade is finished. So we still got 45 seconds, and that's a new low, right? 39.14, making a new low of the day there, right at target 2. Target 2 is 1 tick above. So crude oil making new lows for the day. Very tight range day though, from 40.54 to 39.10 now. And now we'll look for a trade. We're 2 minutes in. The crude oil is now down $1.30 and over 3.2%. All right, the white trade finished. You got a long on the 5-tick momentum bar with spotlight. The 8-tick is still short. Haven't seen much of a reaction from that breakout lower. All right, there's a short on counterpunch at 38.94. Targeting 38.73, and the stop is at 39.16. Now we have a long at 39.16. I couldn't get my order in, but 39.16 is the long. Now I'm tempted to put it at 39.20.
Order filled.
The stop is at 38.94. New low of the day. If it hits the stop. So targeting 37 and 45. So the green trade working out on the 5-tick with spotlight and the 8-tick now in a blue trade. So let's see if this could be a reaction that sets up another retest of the lows. Let's see if we could at least get to a break-even point here, and we just did. So you can move your stop to break-even 17 and see if we can get through that 50 moving average before it pulls back to test. Just need another burst higher to get to that target, and it's right above the reaction low. Can't get off that 50 moving average. So far looking like a reaction move that could set up a strong move down. It's hard to say. Test the lows anyway, and it just hit its break-even point. So unfortunately, there's a purple trade short now at 14.
Order filled. Order rejected. Order filled.
So short at 14, targeting 98. And let's see if it can come down now and test the lows at 50 moving average, throwing up a roadblock. Money management is at 04. The stop is at 32. And you have a yellow trade on the 8-tick momentum bar spotlight. The 5-tick's one and done. So if we're at the lows, we could end up with some choppy action here. Let's see if it can come down and make new lows and get a nice action move lower. But it will have to break through. One good thing about this trade is the target is a few ticks above the lows. Let's see if we could at least get to a money management zone of 04. And it did. Is that 04? Yeah, so you can move your stop to break even. Now can we get to a full target 2 winner? That's the power of quitting trade, 2 break-even trades in a row. This will be the last trade. Can we get to our target? That's the thing. We got to get through the $39 key level. Give it a chance to get there. It's almost there. You can see it holding up at the key level. Maybe it busts through with energy or it pushes the price back up. Key levels are always roadblocks to break through. And in this case, it looks like it's going to stop out, and it did. Bummer. All right, that's it. Kind of a yawner, lackluster, 2 break-even trades. That's power of quitting. That's too bad. And both key levels stopping in the price in its tracks. Going on the upside, it was that 30-cent level at the dime, but also the 50 moving average. And then on the way down, it was the $39 level. So that's all you got on this session. Just a big yawn to start. If you're in the 8-tick momentum bar, that short, you really could make the argument to stay long, because at 39.02, you're 2 ticks in front of 39. You got to adjust that to 38.99. So really, you should be still long in the blue trade with a stop and reverse here. But the only problem with this, and this is always tricky, is that you're pushing then into the low of the day also. So this is not an easy trade, but I think you want to stay long unless, I mean, there's enough in that trade to make that adjustment. And if it breaks lower, you're going to want to be short. You can't second guess. It's just a hard trade to make, but still, remember, protect the trade you're in, try to stay long, make your adjusted stop and reverse entry, and if it hits it, hopefully it makes new lows, because this could just lead to 2 losses in a row. And if you just stay long and it breaks through to new lows, that's a problem too. So you really got no choice. You just got to follow the dots on the chart. I mean, it just made, look, it made new lows right there. So it did get short, and now you want money management to at least get to a break even on this. And the green trade looking nice on counterpunch, but power of quitting. Two money management trades in a row is stopping time. So this nice trade here is just outside the trade plan, and it stopped out at break even also. So it's just one of those sessions that's a yawn all the way from the start, even from the reaction, which was hardly a reaction at all, just this little bit in here. So there you go, guys. If you're in Spotlight, you did pretty good. The 5-tick was one and done. The 8-tick could get to power of quitting if it heads lower. I mean, it barely broke through. Here's a case. Now, we were talking about this earlier. Andrew, you asked a similar question on a breakout that doesn't follow through. So here it's breaking to new lows and no follow through. Of course, the jury's still out and it could still follow through, but so far, no follow through, which means a move to the upside could be a strong move. Right, it hasn't hit money management yet either. It's the kind of trade that could lead to 2 losses in a row, unless it obviously starts putting another action move down. So here's the thing. We have this pretty strong move down, and you finally got a reaction that qualifies 1 to 2/3 into our lines. So the stage is set for a possible, that's not what I wanted, the stage is set for a possible subsequent action move, which may or may not mirror the first one. And if it does, it gets you to target 2 on the yellow trade. So that, you're not in the wrong trade. But now that we've made a new low with no follow through, if the market starts moving higher, you could get a strong move up. The failure to break through major support at the low of the day, for example, could lead to a strong move in the opposite direction. So these are just concepts, obviously, but this is what you're looking for here. Yeah, game of inches, missing money management on the upside by 1 tick, and now missing money management on the downside by 2 ticks. Yeah, well, it still could win. It could still break lower. Like, the reaction could be consolidation for a while. It's not necessarily just because it ends up here, it's still not ready to continue with an action move lower. It tried, it broke through to new lows and then stopped. No energy. I mean, it's like picking up the last sellers in here. We'll see if the sellers jump in again. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? We can watch this chart for a little bit, see what happens. Is anyone in the 8-tick? Is anyone in this particular session here with the 8-tick and Spotlight? I know you are, John. Yeah, T2 at the quarter century. And it has the look and feel like, I mean, it's still testing the lows. It could capitulate and break through with energy. It really could. because there hasn't been any buyers coming in yet. It's not done following through on that low. It's trying to get lower here. And if it does, it's possible it just starts moving down with relative ease, but it did just make a new low, and it did just hit money management. At least now you can move your stop. We got to be careful. If you're going to move your stop to break even, there was a pretty sizable adjustment in there. So what would really be a bummer would be to get hit on your money management and then have it go lower and hit targets. So you kind of have to decide where you're going to put your stop, and if you're willing to take on a little bit additional risk here to try to stay in. Hopefully it pushes lower and it's not an issue, right? So would you put your stop at 98? You might get stopped out. I mean, maybe you take a little risk and keep it up here at 07. I don't know. There's definitely just a lack of energy at the moment, but it feels like you're in a subsequent action move. Just not a lot of action. So there's your unadjusted stop at 03, right? Because the entry was at 04, the adjustment was to 02, and then down to 99, and now bouncing off the 80-cent level. So if it can just get down and touch that 75, actually the stop is going to move to 97 just based on the balance line. So you could go ahead and lock in your one tick if you got in at 99, but it could very well end up being a full winner here. And look at it go. So getting really close now. I mean, you're within 3 ticks of full target. Counterpunch is in a short trade from 84, and it's targeting 70. So hopefully that's help. There you go. Missing full target by 1 tick. Get some profit out of this. That's 1 tick to full target. You can stop with power of quitting. Don't fight over 1 tick. You could wait. It probably will hit it, but it hasn't. There it is. Full target. Maybe you didn't get filled. There you go. Now you're filled. So nice, huh? There's the end of the subsequent action move right there at 68, give or take. And the stop just moved down to 91. Price action is price action. I mean, kind of tells you what it's going to do. Just got to watch, think through, talk through, think out loud, whatever. So Spotlight gets it done. All 3 hit power of quitting. And Counterpunch was just a little lackluster with the 2 break-even trades. But the momentum bars, both the 8 tick and the 5 tick, getting it done. Patience rewarded. Good job, John. And that is about it. So unless there are questions, I'm going to bid you all a good day and be on my happy way. All right, I'll let this chart play for a bit, but I am tuning out. So everyone have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you on Monday.